to them more, and then I just never do. So like for
Right.
me, it's like them, Disturbed. What's the other one? Alice in Chains. Like they all kind of fall in this category
Oh.
where it's like I just don't. I tell myself like I just need to listen to these guys more, and then I just don't.
So I love Alice in Chains, and I will tell you their unplugged stuff is really, really good. And you probably heard Them Bones because they play Them Bones a lot in movies, and they play Rooster in movies by Alice in Chains. But one of the things I was going to ask you your opinion on, because now you and I are going to point Mark to trying out Iron Maiden, is the song called Painkiller? Is it Painkiller that's called by
Yeah,
Iron Maiden?
yeah.
Painkiller is definitely a song to check out, Mark, if you want to see his vocal range.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'll check that out.
And the thing is there's like so many that I could like say because like I'm such a fan of his work. I can be like, gosh, but look at like how he did this. Like, I mean, you can listen to like his younger stuff when he's like, you know, prime Maiden. So you got like, you know, you got your Aces High, you got your Hallowed Be Thy Name, your Run to the Hills. You know, you got all those songs where it's like it's crazy and he's young and he's super talented, like just amazing. But then even as he evolves and his voice starts to kind of change a little bit, like it's still just so incredible. Like I could like because I'm just such a big fanboy. Basically, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing how like 20 years later he's still singing and it just sounds phenomenal. So and then I can point to like songs off like the Dance of Death album and stuff like that. And I'm still just going, just hard fanboying after all these years. So
it's the same thing because like okay, there was a poll that popped up because I follow a Metallica fan group and it's like, what's your all-time favorite Metallica song? I'm like, I can give you like one off of each album. Like,
at best,
yeah.
I can give you one off each album. Like it's so hard to pick. I feel like, but I'm glad you share that connection with me because I feel like I cannot say enough good things about them. I'm not doing them enough justice. So
Yeah, no, I get the feeling completely, and it's just like same with Alice in Chains. I like their music, so it's like I can tell you like Unplugged is really good, and a couple songs you probably heard. That's it. Because if I go in through like every song, I would go through like, okay, this one's really good, but this is why kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll give you like 20-minute reactions to every single song. Like, I'll pause it. I'll be like, so here, this is why you should appreciate this.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Besides music, so what other stuff do you do to entertain yourself as like a hobby, or what kind of shows do you watch? What's that all about?
Yeah, so when I'm not wrestling or listening to music, this is going to be way off topic, but I shouldn't say off topic, but it's going to be way kind of out there. I have interests that range from doing leisurely things such as watching TV. So like I like Criminal Minds. I like Law and Order SVU. I recently got into the show House.
Okay.
Me and my fiance are watching that.
Okay.
So yeah, I like. I don't really have like a specific type of show that I watch. I kind of just have to start watching it, and then I'll just decide like, oh, I'm gonna keep watching it. Then what else? So like another thing I like to do, and I try to start every day by doing this, is I like to meditate. Actually, that's like a big thing that I'm into.
Same here.
Yeah, I find it very like one, relaxing. I mean, that's like the general gist of it. But two, I find that when I do that, I find that my thoughts are much more clear, and they are like they go towards the direction that I want them to go, because I feel like with life we have like all these we get fed all this information all the time, whether it be through like social media or the TV or just life in general. Like we just have all these things coming at us, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed with it all.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I meditate, I feel like I have a much more clear view of like what matters to me and like the person that I want to be. So that's like a really big thing that I'm into, and I'm still experimenting, still learning quite a bit about it. I try like a lot of like morning routine stuff to like kind of get my day started. So I guess
Mhm.
like I definitely went through a phase where like self-development was just like something I was super into, and I still am. I'm still always like trying to learn stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I'm into. And then exercise as well. Just it fits well with pro wrestling.
Mhm.
But it's also just something that has always kind of been a part of my life as an athlete from middle school till even today. So it's just been such a crucial uh, part of my life, basically. And uh, and then just spending time with my fiance and my dog, and I mean that's basically my life in a nutshell right there. And then going to
Yeah.
work, but I don't consider that a hobby.
Right, right.
You
So,
said, oh, go ahead.
oh, dog. What kind of dog?
He is like an Australian Shepherd mixed with something. I'm not sure what.
Oh.
That's we aren't sure what. But because he's not big enough to be an Australian Shepherd, so he's definitely and he's not like full on with his features, like full on Australian Shepherd. So there's
Right.
definitely something else there,
Mhm.
but we just can't figure out what it is. So
Is it a darker coat or a lighter coat?
darker, yeah.
Hmm.
Not
I
like not like black, but just like brown. He's like a lot of brown. So
right. Okay, so you
a
actually
little bit
okay.
of black, but mostly brown.
I have two dogs, a
Mm-hmm.
husky and an Australian Shepherd mix. And the Australian Shepherd mix is kind of like yours. She has a lot more brown and black and a little bit of white on her belly,
Mm-hmm.
but she's mixed with something else, which they said was a blackmouth cur because that's what her sister looked like.
Interesting. I'll have to
Yeah,
look. I'll have to look into that then, because we're curious. We just don't know.
yeah. But what were you gonna say, Mark? What was your main
Oh,
question?
sorry. Oh, I say that's cool. You're into meditation and everything. I do the same thing. I was advised last year to listen to the tapes on YouTube. I call them tapes or just audio stuff. But I listen to that a couple times a day. Today, this morning, and then of course tonight. After dinner, I was listening to some meditation. I got to that. My record producer advised it. I'm one of those many that suffer from anxiety, so it kind of helps
Mm-hmm.
out listen to these tapes and everything. And for me personally, how I start my day, usually I try to listen to a tape and then a little prayer and then off with some more tapes, and it just kind of helps me out with a little bit at a time with anxiety. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But so you said that, it kind of just like, oh yeah, that's cool to have that too. It's time to yourself,
Yeah,
time to ease you, just kind of to ease you up a little bit. Absolutely.
yeah. I definitely feel like it's been such a big boost in my life. And so I'm glad that you're having such positive experiences with it too, because like you said, there's anxiety, and then like for me, like personally, I battled like depression through like my college
Yeah.
years and a little bit my high school years and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's like I definitely feel like it is a healthy outlet like that allows you to kind of connect with yourself a little bit because that's something that I personally seek a lot is just like understanding myself and and just being on the journey of learning more or less. So like I find it good to be able to have that time where I can just sit there and clear myself a little bit and in a way because I tell myself this like when things are going wrong or when life isn't going the way we want, we hit this mode of basically where we feel like we're stuck like kind of in a rut almost like where
Yeah.
we have like this cloud around us more or less that's
Yeah.
like just fogging us down. And I find when I do that at the start of every day, it's almost like a reset. It's a reminder that today is a new day. And so like everything I did yesterday, if I did bad things yesterday, if I wasn't who I want to be yesterday, that's fine because I have a new start today. And that's like one big thing I take away from it. One thing that I really like about it.
That's
Hmm.
cool. Interesting thoughts there. Absolutely. That's yes. You said that's good. You kind of put that in that perspective. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. No, sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant
Oh
there.
no, you're fine. No, you're
You're
fine.
good, man.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
fine. Absolutely. It's
it
always
is so
interesting to.
fascinating to me.
It
So
is. It is absolutely. We actually did an episode. I don't know about a couple months ago for mental health and addiction. So it was like, here we get a chance to have that in our archives. You check that out. He had the idea. Kim had the idea to do that kind of episode, and I was doing the addiction part because I had my own battles and stuff. But yeah, you can check that out sometime down the line or whenever you get a chance.
Absolutely. I'll definitely check it out because I mean that's a huge issue.
So. Oh, it is absolutely. Mental health is so important.
It affects so many people, and we kind of touched on the because this is a wrestling podcast first and foremost. We also touched on the people that it affected in the business. You had people like Chris Kanyon lose their life to depression. Same with Sean O'Hare, Test. Test is more of an addiction, but you get where I'm getting at. It affects everybody, and it does have ties to what the main concept behind our podcast is. So,
yeah,
and we're both strongly affected by it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's good on you guys for bringing that to light. So your hard work isn't unnoticed.
No, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah, I understand that. It helps out to hear it from different people.
So WrestleMania weekend, you mentioned before we started recording that you were actually down in Tampa for WrestleMania weekend. What was your bookings like down here for it?
Yeah, so I was blessed enough to be on a couple of the GCW shows. So I did both days of Acid Cup, and then I did Spring Break. I did the pre-show for that, and then on Saturday I did an IWTV show. Tony Deppen was running it. Kind of put together a card, and so we were in live.
No, go ahead. Heard about that show. I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to be rude. I'm
good.
Sorry. That rung a bell. I actually was talking to him like about a week and a half, maybe about 2 weeks before the show. We were close to being one of the sponsors on that. I heard about it from different podcasts. It wasn't in the cards for us to do it. But yeah, you said that name and that company name. I'm like, oh yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, with Game Changer actually was trying to make one of their shows that was here local during WrestleMania weekend. And it couldn't work out because of timing more than anything else. But I was actually going to try to go to the show.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they put on great shows. I can't say enough good things. I mean, there's a reason why they're like the top independent promotion, at least in my opinion. So I mean, it's just a top-notch show.
Absolutely. Yeah, sorry to be rude. Cut you off there. You said that name, and I'm like, oh yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Rung a bell.
we get excited when we talk about stuff. So it's
yeah, absolutely we do. That's part of it. We love this business so much.
And you got to witness the unpredictable weather of Florida.
Yeah, well, so I actually was lucky. So I did get to experience it, but I was not at the shows when that happened. I was actually on the beach with my fiance when it went from like, oh, it's nice and 90 degrees outside to just it's pouring down rain and we have to take shelter, like because it was like it was crazy. Those winds were strong, man.
Where you messed up with is you didn't bring a Floridian with you. They would have told you it was going to rain about 20 minutes beforehand by smelling the air.
Yeah, maybe that's what we needed. We needed somebody with us, so we were not ready for that.
Yeah. It kind of sounds kind of bad, but legitimately, people that grew up down here, they're like, okay, it's gonna rain in like a half hour. We gotta go.
Yeah, that's true. That is bona fide truth. There's times where I couldn't even smell anything because of my allergies, but that's one thing I always smell. It's gonna rain here in about a few minutes.
Oh my gosh.
What beach did you visit while you're down here?
Oh my gosh, why do I not know the name of it? So I was very tired after all the wrestling, so I kind of was just like, oh yeah, take me to the beach, and then I got in the car, and then we just went. So I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one because I don't know.
There's a lot of beautiful beaches here. Just in general, I would have to look at. I could probably base it where you guys did for GCW, but I don't remember where they're wrestling at.
I think maybe it started with an M, maybe like
Madeira.
Madeira, that would be it. That would be the one. That's where we went.
Okay. So here's a funny discussion. Madeira Beach. I actually grew up about 10 minutes from there.
Oh wow, cool.
So like the Publix that you pass by, which is a big grocery store down here, and I'm making it very Florida here. The Publix that you pass by going to Madeira Beach is actually where my first job was.
Wow, very,
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, it was. What was it in like a shop or something, or was it just like not